Now, if you're saying, okay, well, that's interesting, but let's talk about some real money. Let's talk about how we can accumulate real money and how much money today can really turn into over the long term. Well, hey, let's do it. Let's look into how a certain amount of money invested today can really turn into a big nest egg for you over the long term. So we said earlier a 6% rate of return. Obviously, as you increase the rate of return, the time with which it's going to take a certain amount of money to double is going to decrease, right? Money is going to double at a faster rate. So let's say you made a 10% annual rate of return and you invested $10,000 at the age of 20, right? I'm just using the age of 20 as something real simple. Use it for whatever age you're at, and you can extrapolate this out based on the number of years that it would take. But let's say you have $10,000 and you are 20 years old and you invest it, let's say in the S&P 500, and you're going to make 10% per year over the long term, okay? If this is the case, okay, based on the rule of 72, then your money will double every 7.2 years, right? 72 divided by 10, 7.2, okay? Now, you take that $10,000, you double it once, $20,000, double it twice, 40,000, double it again, 80,000 again, 160 again, 320,000 again, 640,000, and one more time is $1.28 million. Now, how long did it take to get that $1.28 million? Well, it takes approximately 50.4 years, so about 50 and a half years. So by the time you are 70 and a half from just investing $10,000 at age 20 and never investing any other money, which is not realistic, right? You're just investing that $10,000 and letting it grow at 10% until you are 70 years old or 70 and a half years old, you will have $1.28 million. And so you see the importance of this and being able to approximate this, because this really makes it clear that, hey, if I've got $10,000 today and I'm, 20, 25 years old, I can put that money away and allow that money to become something substantial for me in the future. Allow that money to increase in value and not just be something that I spend on whatever it may be, right? It shows you the importance of any extra money that you get now, stimulus checks or tax refunds or whatever you may be getting. Put that money away and allow it to grow for you over the long term, and you will not regret those outcomes if you have time. And the rule of 72 shows us that based on a certain rate of return, time can be our best friend because our money can double again and again and again over the long term. And so what the rule of 72 does not take into account is the fact that you should be adding money to your investment account systematically over time. We talk in the financial action plan about the importance of taking the employer match in the third part and investing in your employer-sponsored retirement accounts in that way, or investing at least 15% for your future once you get to the sixth part of the financial action plan, and then maxing everything out later on and doing so in a systematic nature. Well, here we're just talking about if you have a lump sum, what can that lump sum turn into, right? And it, again, shows how important it is to start early, right? Those of you out there who think, man, there's just no way I could spare $5,000, $10,000, however much, right, to begin some investment account and really get money working for me. Well, guess what? You don't have to start with $5,000, $10,000, whatever it may be. You can start with a smaller amount and build up to that, right? When I started investing in Roth IRAs, I started with just $150 a month. I was slowly putting money away into the Roth IRA, and I was just doing $150 a month, starting slow and allowing myself to build up. And if you can't even do that, then start slower and build up. Because if in a relatively short amount of time, and I'm saying within, let's say, 5 years, right? Let's say you're young and within 5 years you can build up to $10,000 worth of assets. Well, you can see where this $10,000 can take you in not so long of time. And you can see where this $10,000 can take you over the long term. It can take you quite a ways. Now, you add money on top of that. You systematically add money as you go, and compound interest will take that money too. And it will allow that money to grow into the future as well, right? You are going to be able to grow not just your principal value, but the money that you put away systematically over time as well, which makes all the examples of the growth of money that I've done previously make a whole lot more sense.